Welcome to another episode of Online Dating with Patsy, the podcast. I'm so glad you came back because we're going to have some more fun today. Today on my show, I'm going to have a friend who has recently written a dating app, which is a little different than all the other dating apps. So without further ado, let's go right to the interview. Well, hello. I have with me Patrick Rosenthal. He is a friend and someone I really do know in person. And he is here to talk about his new dating app that he created, which is called PatCnx. Welcome, Patrick.
How's it going? Thank you for having me on the call here. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. So tell us about your app. Why is it different from other dating apps?
Yes, good question. So yes, as you mentioned, it's an app I've built. It's a dating app called PatCnx, and that's PatCnx. I know that's a little bit of a strange name, but it's short and simple, and hopefully it'll get drilled into people's heads at some point here. But yeah, so the idea behind the app is so traditional apps right now, they're very focused on um, kind of meeting people that you don't really know first place, right? So you go on Tinder, Match, Bumble, Hinge, whatever it may be. They're all very focused on that kind of anonymous matching you with someone you've never met before. And I do think that works for some people in different situations, but not everyone, I would say, prefers that type of thing or is comfortable with it. Um, And so what I'm trying to do with this app is kind of give you another approach. I'm not trying to override what Tinder and those apps are providing you. I would say this is kind of like a second app you'll download. You might have Tinder or Bumble, and you'll also have this one to use. But the idea is that it's friend driven, right? So unlike traditional apps, what it does is it kind of it uses your friend connections through Facebook, right? So that's the way I'm piloting this, and the idea is it'll be very similar to like your suggested friends on Facebook. So basically, you would get on the app, right? It's very simple. Sign up, and you'll there's this what I'm calling the Facebook plugin, right? So it's not Facebook, right? This is not a Facebook app, but it's integrating Facebook as like a plugin into the dating. So it could very well at some point Twitter or Snapchat or whatever your social media platform is. But right now we're starting with Facebook. So you would log into the app. Um, you would link your Facebook account. Very simple, right? Click on it and uh, type in your credentials, hit accept, and it links your Facebook account. And what happens there is it automatically starts creating all your Facebook connections, all your single Facebook connections, right? So anyone who's joining this app is most likely single, hopefully.
We hope
So
so.
yeah, exactly. So the idea there, right, is it's giving you your direct single Facebook friends, which I don't think any other app really offers you that. And also, it doesn't stop there, right? So it's not just your like direct Facebook friends. That's your first opportunity, right? But round two is it does like kind of multiple hops. So it gives you this friend to friend situation where now you have like this exponential amount of people that could potentially an option for you. Obviously, they actually they have to join the app for them to be shown to you, but it's kind of so if you think about it like this, like if there's 50 people that join the app and each of them have 500 friends or so, that's now like 25,000 people that could potentially be options for you, right? And that might not have been an option for you on these other apps. Um, so it's it's kind of that general idea of taking away the middleman, right? So if you were to do this in person,
Yeah.
um,
Well, it's
the way,
almost like
yep,
a blind date
yeah,
in a way.
yeah, hmm
Go ahead. Go. Yeah, I mean, to
and
me, it sounds safer than a lot of other ones because you like to assume most of your friends are all good people, and if you're going to fix somebody up with them in a way, you know, you would feel safer.
yes, that is correct. And kind of like you were saying with the blind date thing, or hooking someone up with a friend. It's in real life, if this were to happen, right, you would be at a okay. So say there's someone that you know, um, that you might be interested in, but you've actually never met before. But it's like a friend. It's a friend of your friend, right? It's like a someone you're best friends with someone, and they know someone
Yeah.
that you might be interested in, but they've never actually introduced you. This app solves that for you, right? So
Yeah.
you really never need the middleman anymore, right? Because this app kind of opens that door for you. You don't have to go to the bonfire and try to orchestrate some goofy ordeal to kind of make that to
Yeah.
make that situation happen. It just kind of it's already there for you.
Well, it sounds awesome. How did you decide to come up with something like this?
Yeah. So my thought behind it is well, so first off, just general use, right? Like, I mean, I've personally tried to use like Tinder and Bumble and those apps, and I'm not a huge person of just meeting up with strangers. I have tried to meet up with a couple people on those apps, but I mean, I see my friends using it a lot too. I found it interesting because once like I graduated college, right? College, high school, stuff like that. You're definitely around a lot more people that you're seeing every day, and I think it's easier to maybe set something up like that. But once you graduate and you're working full time, and it's you know you don't have a whole lot of time on your hands. People are moving quickly to these apps, and a few years ago, this really wasn't a big thing. People were kind of scared to hop on these dating apps, but literally everyone is on these things now. So um,
Yes. Everyone that's good and bad.
yeah, yeah, right, right, and so my thought process was that I just kind of want to give everyone another opportunity, right? There's the the current apps they're fine for people who are really into the stranger situation, but my app hopefully will accomplish something different, and that's kind of my driving force behind it. And also just kind of I just kind of wanted a project to push my skills to the limit and see see
Yeah.
yeah see exactly where this thing will go and if if anyone will actually use it. So
That's cool. I had a question and now I just forgot it. Um, okay, I remember my question now. Is there a cost for this right now to
yeah,
join this?
currently there is not. So it's completely free. You just get on there. Like I said, all you'd have to do is log in with your Facebook credentials, and you're pretty much good to go. At some point, I might implement some type of monetization to it. Actually, I I might have to because there's if I want to trademark the actual name of the app, um, you have to submit something saying that you've actually sold something like a service or whatever through the name itself. So I might have to at some point, but I would ideally I'd probably want to do something where it's just you know ads or something clean. It seems like Facebook and Twitter and those Instagram, those bigger apps tend to they don't tend to do the subscription model. It seems like they tend to sit with the ad driven revenue. So like maybe you'll be on the app and you'll uh, you'll see three prospects, and then after you see your three prospects, you'll see an ad for
Yeah.
whatever it may be. But maybe there'll be an option to remove the ads, or I could always do something where it is subscription based, but I'm not 100% sure where I want to go with it right now.
Now, do you have any people subscribed already?
Yeah, there's so I'd say there's like 40 or 50 people maybe on the actual platform. Not a whole. So let me one thing I did want to go into
Sure.
real quick is the so there's a feature that I implemented called single or non-single. So this is not something that is on any other dating app, I don't believe. And it's strange because most dating apps you have to be single to join. But this one I'm trying to. So the idea, right? Since it's a friend-based application, what I want to do is I want to get everyone involved. I don't want this to just be a journey of you hopping on there and trying to work your way through this yourself. Ideally, what would happen is people who are married or someone who's just not looking to date right now, but they are your friend in some way, shape, or form. This could be your parents, it could be your grandparents, it could be your neighbor, your coworker, whatever it may be. They can actually get on the app and help you out, right? So what'll happen is they get on to the app and they can actually they can click this non-single feature, right? So they open up the app just like a single person would, and on their user profile, there's a thing that says single or non-single. They just click the non-single button, and what that does is it's now sharing the Facebook connections of all of the Facebook connections of all their single friends, right? So now all your parents or your grandparents or whoever are now sharing all their connections that you wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet if you had just joined the app yourself.
Cool. No, it sounds fabulous. And I know when we talked, a couple months ago, you said you were developing this, and I was getting ready to develop a podcast. And I'm like, I got to have you as a guest. I mean, this just sounds really cool. I need to actually delve into it more. I did sign up, but that's like as far as I got. But you do have a web page, and I will put that. Actually, it's already on my blog, but I'll add it again. And if I can add a tag onto this, I will as well. Is there anything else you want to share with us about the app? Well, Patrick, I'm assuming you're single.
Yes, I am. Full disclosure, I'm single. But yeah, one thing I actually wanted to bring up because I think this pertains a lot to your your blog and stuff. I know you're out there trying to catch scammers, which is a great thing. I think this app will cut down hopefully on stuff like that, right? So um, because this is all Facebook driven, or at least right now, it's all Facebook connection driven. There's a certain safety element to it that I think will be a good thing. Not all age ranges I think will be as impacted by this type of thing. I think the younger population who grew up with cell phones and stuff like that aren't as prone to, um, getting driven by
Right.
scams. But people who did not grow up with the tech that we have now are not used to picking out what's scam, right? And because some stuff just looks so legitimate, and obviously probably better
Yeah.
than anyone. But so the I think what might happen here is that since this is Facebook driven, if you think about it, the only people who can show up on this application are people who are actually friends with you or friends with someone that you know or that they know, right? And
Mhm.
a lot of people on Facebook um, are probably mostly friends with people that they actually know. There might be a small percentage that there's a robot that tries to trick them into becoming friends with them on Facebook, and they hit the accept button, and then that does leave a little hole for um, someone to get into to PatCnx that's not a good
Yeah.
person, but the percentage is low. I think if you go on Tinder and Bumble and those types of apps, it's like very commonplace, right? Every 10th person I swear that you swipe through on one of these apps is it's a fake profile.
Hmm.
And so the fake profile is doing two things. One, it's catfishing you, so it's not actually the person that you thought it was. It's who knows who's behind those profiles. And then two, and like I said, I think you know it better than anyone else. It's these financial scams, right? People are,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, people, they get on these apps and they're getting drawn into sending money to people they've never met, or maybe they have, but either way, they're getting scammed. And what I'm hoping is, because the only people that can be on this app are Facebook friends for the most part,
Yeah.
then ideally you have a couple things that'll happen. Is one, it's hard for the person to get on the app itself, which makes it safe, and then two, there's a social dynamic to it. So say it's not just some robot that happens to find its way into the system, but it's actually one of your friends' friends trying to
Yeah.
scam you. Well, if they scam you, then I mean, all of their friends because this person's a mutual friend with you most likely.
Yeah.
So
And you probably
you
know where
can,
they live.
yes, yeah. So you can, you can reach out to your social crowd and be like, hey, this person scammed me. what do we do about this? And hopefully that it'll eliminate that factor.
It sounds awesome. It sounds awesome. I need, like I said, I need to dig into it more. Not that I'm looking for anybody, but just, friends are fine, and such. So, is there anything
Yeah,
that you want to share with us?
yeah, and I think yeah, that's a good point too. I think there is some element to it of just finding friends. I mean, it is definitely, it's being marketed as a dating app
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now, but it's not something that you couldn't. So there's a platonic piece to this, I think, too. It's a friend-driven dating app, so you can use it for an immediate romantic relationship if you would like. However, one cool thing about this app is because it's friend-driven. You really could start this thing out more platonic. It could be um, you just hop on there, not even interested in dating right now. You just hop on there, and you see three or four people who are single that are somewhat mutual friends with you, and you just start a conversation with them. It doesn't have to be like a stranger danger. You hop into an awkward date immediately. It could be you just start texting them and maybe hang out with them and get to know them a little bit before you even try to transition into
yeah.
that more
No,
romantic.
that's perfect. That's perfect. Thank you so much for doing this with me. As I always say, I don't plug any dating sites, but see, I know you, so I have to plug you.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, like you said, from just the stuff that I've read about it, it's through friends of friends, and it's people that or somebody. Well, this is yeah, I'm Facebook friends with him, and he's a good guy, and, So I mean, it's almost like you say, being set up by a friend in a way. So, to me, it sounds a lot safer. Maybe less nerve wracking because if you're going out and meeting somebody you've never met before and none of your friends know them, it could be kind of freaky. You know, where this, well, oh my gosh, that's my cousin's friend, I feel pretty cool, Is
Yeah,
that
and
an okay way to look at it?
yeah, definitely. And I think too some other people brought this up as well. There's a couple of interesting things that could play with that. Is one, ideally the conversations will be a little more natural, right? Like if you try to communicate with someone on a existing dating app, the way it usually works is you ping them and you get a one liner back, and
Yeah,
it's a mess to try to start a conversation. But the cool thing about this type of thing is you can I mean, if you don't really know them at all, it's still kind of hard. But if you know them a little bit, right, you can really start a conversation about someone you know, which is one easy way to
right.
slide in. And just if you've had any experiences with them in the past, I mean, that's definitely starts a much more
Yeah. Or if you have any good
natural.
blackmail stories, hey, did you know that she did this 10 years ago?
Yeah, yeah, totally. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, we should just start talking behind people's backs." But yeah, I mean, obviously, hopefully, that's not the end result.
No,
But it is
no.
it is an option to discuss about another person as
An
you're.
icebreaker.
Yeah, totally. And also another thing that some people brought up too, which might be interesting for the married people who are signing up for this app as non-single, is like double dates, right? Say a couple is looking for double dates. Well, now they know that the people they're sharing on the connections that they're sharing on this app are probably helping out people they already know. So once their friend matches with someone, then it's really easy to set up a double date. You already know both of them.
Yes, yes, most
Yeah.
definitely. More relaxed and more
Yes.
fun.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. So, everybody, it's called PatCnx, PatCnx. Check it out. I will put the website address, which explains everything that Patrick talked about today. But check it out. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, thank you, Patsy. I really appreciate you having me on.
Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed and learned about a new app that's out there. And as I always say, I don't normally plug apps, dating apps, but because I know this person, I want to plug it, and it's free, and it sounds more safe than some of them. So check it out. I will put all this information on my blog as well. And you can click on the link and read all about it. I've known Patrick a pretty long time. We work at the same company. He works in the IT department. I worked in the IT department for about 13 years and then switched departments last summer. So I know him, But anyway, I'm going to throw a couple things out. In case you haven't done this, I put it on my blog. There's a thing called Cup of Joe. So what you can do is go online to greenbeanscoffee.com, and for $2.50, you can send a cup of coffee to a soldier that's deployed. It's a great thing. I do $2.50 every once in a while. I think when I had a little extra money, I did like $30. And you can get an email back from them stating, "Hey, thank you, for this cup of coffee." And I mean, the notes are short, but it's a nice thing to do for a soldier, since they're the guys out there keeping us safe and keeping our freedoms, etc., etc. As you know, or most of you should know, I'm a huge supporter of the military. And the next thing I want to talk about is my next show, I believe, will be I'm going to have a special agent from the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. She works in the Financial Crime Investigation Unit, and she has some awesome stories to tell, ways to protect yourself. The same thing I'm trying to do, but she's better at it and smarter than I am. So I'm going to interview her sometime this week. She was on vacation last week, so hopefully we'll get together. And also, on future shows, this is what I'm looking for. If you have a scammer story that you'd like to share, email me. I would love to have you on here to tell your story. And the reason you tell your story is so that people understand what goes on and how this can happen to you. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Or just share a funny story of how you do what I do. You mess with them and then you come in for the kill at the end. I'm also looking to do an episode. This one's really different. People who actually met their husband or wife online, by using online dating. There are stories out there, and early in my blog, I posted a couple of friends who actually met their spouses online. So I'm looking to do an episode like that, where you come on and you tell your story, and just to let people know that, these do work. You just have to be really, really careful. So please email me, patsypodcast@att.net. Email me there anytime. Send me a question. Send me a comment. Don't be too mean to me. I can take it. I got thick skin. But anyway, that's what I'm looking for. But, if you've got a story to tell, I would love to tell it on here. The more we share our stories, the more people we can help. And that's what this is all about. Keeping those boneheads from romancing the money out of us. And they're very, very bad. We don't want them to keep getting away with this. So, thanks for listening. I'll hopefully have another show next week. Follow my blog, www.onlinedatingwithpatsy.com. I just posted some more stuff this week. And as we always say at the end of every show, never send money to someone you don't know.